remember to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell for more video content. Alright, so the client, the owner, wants to go with these regular slinkies. So 10 to 46, that's what's on there now. I don't know, tell me in the comments what you think. I like when the strings are individually wrapped in the packaging. Now I know it's more packaging and all that, but I don't know, it just seems nicer to grab a string out of the package. Maybe that's just me. Alright, let's string this thing up. Okay, we're all strung up here. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I hope that B string tuner stays stable. Alright. Let's tune it up and stretch the strings, and then we'll let it sit for a while. Okay, it's tuned up, and we're going to stretch. Get those wound strings stretched especially. It sits the string in the tuning post, in the saddles. Go over the string full length. That's cool. I mean, there's lots of ways to do it. Do it the way you like. It's not going to hurt the strings. Again, it's the wound strings mainly. But we can easily pull out a semitone, maybe even a full tone out of these strings. So, okay. Yeah. That's what you want. If you're stretching the strings and you're not pulling them out of tune, you're not stretching them enough. So make sure you get them out of tune. Alright, we'll let this guitar sit for a few hours, come back to it, and do the setup. Alright, we're back on the bench. We've let this sit for a few hours, I've stretched the strings again, so let's see where we are with our measurements. So, we're going to start with neck relief. I like to see 10 thousandths at the 7th fret. Just scraping. Probably tighten it up like we mentioned earlier. Here's 12 thousandths. Yeah. So, this truss rod is going to be a little tricky. I don't want to strip it now that we're under tension here, so let's see if we can catch it. So we want to tighten it, so it's going to be righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, or clockwise is to tighten. So I'm going to give this, it's turning. Like I said, that nut is pretty much stripped. Let's see if I can get in there. Yeah. It's a little tough. Alright, well, we're going to leave it like that. So unfortunately with these designs is I'm going to have to loosen off the D string and get in there. There we go. Okay. Can I get it again? Again, I don't want to strip this truss rod. There we go. Okay, it's turning, so I'm glad. I was very concerned about that. So we'll tune this back up. Alright. So let's check that relief. So we want to see 10 thousandths. Yeah, that moved a bit. So probably turn it some more. Alright, I found a better truss rod wrench in here. And I've actually had to turn it quite a bit. Turn it another little bit. So I've got some tension on there now. Yeah, here we go. So we're scraping. That's good. Wow, that took a while. I was a little surprised. I'm happy though. because I was worried that this truss rod nut wouldn't work. I'd still look at replacing that though. Alright, let's look at the string action. So again, this is a Gibson scale, 24 3/4. So we want to see 3/64, which is 1.2 millimeters, and 5/64, so that's at the first string. And on the sixth string, we want to see 5/64, which is about 2 millimeters. So let's try this here. Yeah, so we've adjusted the neck relief, so we're going to have to raise that now. And I'll do 3 over here. This one should still be high though, because it was very high before. Yeah, that's going to come down. Now I've noticed that the pickups are really high too, and you can see scratches on the cover. So before I do anything else, I'm going to drop these way down, out of the way, if they will. There we go. Okay. Alright, got that down. Now we want to raise up the sixth string. So we're going to take a screwdriver that is the correct size flathead to fit in there without stripping it out, right? So we're going to go counterclockwise to raise that. So we want to see 5/64. You can still hear it scraping. Make sure your screwdriver is seated nicely. Yeah, probably go a little higher. There we go. There we go. Perfect. And now we're going to drop down the first string though. So we're going to have to go clockwise for this one. I'm not sure why Gibson has 5 3/64 as a spec. You know, I kind of think that doing everything 4/64 would be just fine. But, you know, they don't want to be the same as Fender, I get it. Okay, that looks good. So I'm going to check it in the playing position using a string action ruler here, right? So in 64ths, I'm going to check that. Yep, we're good on the sixth string. I could come down still a little bit on the first string. I find that low. I mean, to be honest, 3/64 is pretty low. Again, Les Pauls, you know, they're not meant to be shredders. Yeah, there we go. It's not bouncing at all. Yep, that's good. We're at 3/64. Okay, so got the string action done, the neck relief. Alright, so we're going to look at the intonation. That first nut action I checked earlier, oh, it's actually really good now. We're at 18 thousandths, so that's perfectly acceptable. That's nice. Yeah, I like that. So we're going to leave that alone. So we're just going to look at the intonation. We'll get the tuner out. Now we had some really high action before, so I'm sure the intonation wasn't great. Ooh, we're out of tune again. Yeah, so I haven't tuned it up since I adjusted the action, so that's what happens, right? So tune up to the note. Apparently that works better when you have non-locking tuners. F, that's not a note we want, eh? G, there we go. B. We'll get that high E. Okay, so we're in tune there, harmonic. That's pretty good. A B. That's good too. Let's check the G. Oh, maybe tuned a little sharp. Yeah, that's good. D. That's a little flat, eh? But let's check the tuning on that. Again, new strings, takes a little while for them to stabilize, even after stretching. Yeah, I'd call that flat. So that's tuned a little flat. Still tuned a little flat. There we go. Yeah, the A is flat too. The E is pretty good. So really the A and the D string, these two are flat, so we're going to have to move the saddle forward. So again, with these two pneumatics, we have to get in there with the screw, and this one's on the front. And we're going to try moving this here. Whoop. We're going to try moving it as much as we can. Okay, that one doesn't want to go any further. And I bet you this one won't either. Nope. These are both like pinned right to the front. Yeah, so I might have to spin these saddles around. That's no fun. Okay, I'll be back. Well, I got us zoomed in here. See how these saddles for the A and the D string, they're right up at the front. I really can't, there's no more thread left. So one thing you can do is you can loosen all the strings, take the saddle off, and you can spin, so you can unscrew this and then turn that saddle the other way. So that gives you a little more intonation room that way. So I think I'm going to try that on those two strings, because for the both of them, yeah, it's definitely flat. Those are the only two that are flat on the guitar, so yeah. So let's do that. It's a little more work. Alright, I've unscrewed it. So it was facing that way. I'm going to turn it the other way. Gonna get it back in the hole. Come on. No jokes here, please. This is pretty dirty, this thing, eh? Oh, there's a little washer here. I need to make sure it stays on. There we go. Get back on there. It actually goes between the screw and the side of the saddle there. There's a little spring there too, right, that holds everything. This is always fussy. Come on. There we go. Okay, I've got that back on. Now I need to get this facing the right way in the hole. Good. And threaded, not cross-threaded, threaded properly. So just start that slowly with your fingers. Okay, and then get in there with your screwdriver. Again, find the right size blade. There we go. She's moving again. So I'm going to get this as far forward as I can. And you can see, so look at the two. Hopefully it's close enough, right? These two were basically the same. But you can see that's how close the takeoff point was, that far back. Now we've moved it up here. It's a good 1/16 of an inch. You know, that's a sizable amount when it comes to intonation. So let me do the other one too. Alright, we've got both of them. So the A and the D lined up as far forward as they'll go. So I suspect I'll have to bring them back a little bit, but we have room to do that. But before anything else, give this a cleaning. Look at that gunk on there. See if I can clean some of that off. Just the old microfiber. Oh, what does it say? Sungil, Korea. Alright, give that a little clean. Okay, well, we move the saddle as far forward as we can go. And the strings are new, so they haven't really stabilized yet. Oh, that's good. It's definitely better. Let's get that D. There you go. Okay. I like it. Let's do the pickups. So pickups, we want to see 1/8 on the bass side, 3/32 on the treble. So that is 3.2 millimeters and, well, something else in millimeters. I'll put it down in the bottom on the video. So 1/8 and 3/32. Again, these are starting points, but don't go higher than that. See, that could probably come down a bit. That could come up a little bit. So we'll do 3/32, definitely down if we can, and down if we can a little bit there. So, you know, again, you're going to not do the cover, you're doing the pole piece, right? So I'm going to try and get that down. There we go. That moved by itself. So just push down at the last fret, and when you may take your measurements, this is going to come up. And play around. I wouldn't go higher like than these measurements, because then you start to get interference with the string and the magnetic field, that kind of stuff, right? So really you want to play a balancing, you know, this little balancing act there. Okay, that's good. Alright, I'll do the treble side and then we'll be done. Okay, well, I'm going to snip off these little string ends before they bite me, which I always tend to do. So get rid of those. Make sure to account for them all and throw them out so you don't find them on your bench somewhere where you don't want them. Oh, stab myself. Never fails. Get rid of those, and then we're going to put the truss rod cover back on, and then we'll be done. Uh-oh, you hear that? I heard that. That's Willow. Here, let's have a look and see what you want. Willow, what do you want? Do you want your supper? Is that what you want? Or are you coming to help me? Alright, I'll go get you your supper. Just hang on there. Okay, well, we're all done here. It's set up really nice. All in all, it's a pretty decent guitar. I was a little worried about the truss rod, but that seems to have sorted itself out. I would definitely look at maybe changing the truss rod nut going forward. And we have the tuning machine issue, the B string. I contacted the client and talked to him about it, so he's going to look around for a replacement set of tuners. Maybe he can find one tuner on the treble side. So if he can, we can change that out. I suspect the hole was, it's too small, and someone tried to jam that tuner in there. They're Grovers, so they're probably replacements. They're not the originals. So anyways, tell me what you think of this guitar. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.